Chin up, look straight ahead. Once you are comfortable and ready, release brakes and start pedaling. Yes, keep pedaling, keep pedaling, keep pedaling. And when you want to stop, squeeze brakes and stop. Look front where you are going. Yeah. Here we are at gate 55, and that is a Sight Hill car park where I'm training people today. So these are the bikes, and I have few children arrived, so I'll be giving them helmets. And this is the new container we received, and I have like half of the bikes here inside. So girls, today we are doing a few games. So first one will be stop box. So I set up cones in the car park. Go slowly, it's not a fast race.
Hi Madhavi.
Hi Alex, we are in Scotland, Edinburgh, Wester Hills, in front of Waylards building, and we are tenants to Waylards. So our organization is SCOREscotland. SCOREscotland means Strengthening Communities for Race Equality Scotland. SCOREscotland is a charity, so we work with BME communities, and we do a lot of environmental projects, women's group and cycling, youth and children's work, and community fridge like sewing and swap shops.
Can you please tell us about staff and volunteers?
SCOREscotland, we are a very small organization with 6 to 7 staff members, and we have like a lot of volunteers for community fridge and cycling and sessional workers and youth workers. Depending on different projects, we have like different audience. We have people coming from diverse communities to get food from community fridge, and women's group, lot of outdoor stuff, and all women, they are from different backgrounds, and we have youth club also. So youth like KCCC is 7 to 11, so they have like different programs like drama and outdoor stuff, like they go on excursions. And next level 8 to 11, they have Duke of Edinburgh program, cycling, and lot of engagement. Like before in past they used to have proper drama, but nowadays like we only play once in a year, like during December, Christmas time. We have like different audience. We have, most of them are women from diverse communities like Syrians, refugees, immigrants, and elderly people. And for cycling, I teach 3 to 5 year olds. So cycling starts from 3 years to 72. Actually, the eldest older lady I had is 72 years old. And women's group, mostly like women who have less communication skills, and they want to improve English, like different Russians, Ukrainians. We had different audience last year. So yeah, not like we are not running any specific activities for men, but most of them are women, I can say, like women and children, young people.
What languages are spoken in the project?
Yeah, many languages. Like we get Chinese people, and Arabic speaking people, and Polish at one point, and Bengali and Arabic is most popular, and Sudanese, like, and last year I had like 4 Ukrainian ladies coming for cycling project, and one of them could speak English, rest of them they couldn't. So I had to, like, they were very confident, still they needed training. So I had to take help of one Ukrainian speaking, like better communicated lady, and then we managed to run the session.
Madhavi, would you please share with us a little bit about your background and how eventually you became part of SCOREscotland?
Yeah, it's a long journey. So I am from India, South India, Hyderabad. So I have done post-graduation in mathematics and I did computer engineering diploma. So my husband got a job in UK in 2000 and we moved to England, and there I didn't have any family or friends. So I had to just stay home. So I was just exploring, going out, attending activities, knowing about the society. And my husband, even now, he's a full-time worker. So I have 3 children. So all 3 of them are born and brought up here. And how I am connected to SCOREscotland, like once in 2006 we came to Scotland, and then I was at home looking after children, and I didn't know how to go and find out work, though I had qualification. And just out of curiosity, I went when I was attending a mela. Just I signed up for cycling and I learned cycling. I went and learned cycling for 6 weeks, and then immediately in first day itself I could pedal, I could cycle. Then I got training, and then just I thought, okay, weekends I can go and explore and spend time for myself. And my husband could look after children, so I joined outdoor activities for 1 year, signed up for it, and went, and we have done lot of walking qualifications, cycling qualifications. Once I have done walking and cycling and mingled up with other community leaders. Then this education, I found it interesting, and it was not my background, but I felt like I'm connecting to nature and people. So I felt very much connected to everyone. Everyone in the planet. Even when I looked to the mountains, I could feel like mountains are connected to me, and the trees and everything. I was missing all this from back home, big trees. I like big trees and hills. I feel like running on the hills. So then, in 2015, I set up my own cycling hub for my community. So I thought, always, I travel with my husband in a car, but I wanted to walk and cycle, explore area myself. So I thought women also, we are at home, we are working, but we are not connected here locally. So then I thought I have to take this to my community, and I nominated myself to be the executive member of my community. So I speak Telugu. Telugu is a language. So we have Telugu Association of Scotland, our organization. Then through my organization, I applied for grant, for cycling grant, and then everything started from scratch, buying a storage and buying all bikes and setting up and giving training, gathering people, giving training on weekends. And slowly it started like a cycling project. Then again, I was interested in plants and growing stuff also, growing your own. So I got involved with gardening, again facilitating groups from my community. So I used to take people to Royal Botanic Gardens, and where I live, we have a community center. So another group at community center. Slowly, this was all out of my, whenever my husband can look after children, I used to go and learn and spend time. And always, I had this curiosity to learn anything. It's not like a specific field, whatever connects. This connection was very important for me. And after that, I think slowly I started I somehow, SCOREscotland, they used to run youth group. So my children were small, so I used to bring my children to SCOREscotland activities. So slowly that connection, they knew me, they knew I was doing outdoor stuff. and they wanted me to come and volunteer. So that was where that opportunity opened. So initially I volunteered. I attended like some training for energy advice, and then cycling. So then later on, I was employed by SCOREscotland as a sessional worker, and then I had like my own projects running for my community, and I have done a walking project. So that project was very special, and it's like 7 hills of Edinburgh and Tirumala. So I applied for a heritage grant, and then I started this project. So the project involved taking groups on walks, engaging community with foraging, storytelling, and woodland activities, like whatever possible. At the end of the project, we had a 7 hills ride also. So during the project, I learned a lot. Like I was learning myself, and again engaging people. There was like a lot of action with communities, and again back home, I had to travel back to India to learn the stories myself of 7 hills of Tirumala. So at the end, it was like it gave me immense like satisfaction. And then I continued my cycling projects. According to mythology also, like 7 hills for me as a Hindu is a very strong connection to the, what should I say, to the God, or nature itself. When I was doing this project, connection from back home and connecting here in Edinburgh, it was very strong. I could actually at one point when I was thinking of Arthur Seat, I had very strong feeling like hills there in India, like 7 hills, and here in Edinburgh they have like a connection. So even when I was studying about wells on the 7 hills, 7 hills of Tirumala had wells with popular stories, mythology, and here in Edinburgh also 7 hills they had stories of Arthur, and for me it was a new learning. I didn't know about Scotland, but for me digging up all these stories and hearing, we had geology walks, and we heard one geologist we employed, and he came and he told us about the history and connection and how these hills are formed. So there was lot of information, and for community it was they wanted to come, whatever weather, whether it was raining or sunny, they came with family, friends, and we had a picnic, and we went for a residential to Avimur, Pentland walks. So it was all part of 7 hills concept. And cycling also, we had whole day we spent going along 7 hills ride, and during the ride we had stories connecting to the hills, and again foraging. So it was a great achievement to me. So while I was doing all these walking and cycling projects, I got involved with SCOREscotland also, because I used to bring my children for youth activities. And slowly I started learning about what SCOREscotland does. They also do a lot of environmental stuff, and that is where the connection was made. So I used to come and support cycling project, and suddenly one day Jolie, she came and she told me would you like to work for 3 months, because it was end of the project, and there was lot of data needs to be collected. So I worked for energy for 3 months. So this post was advertised, and I applied, and I attended interview and got selected for community fridge as a senior community worker. Then I worked on community fridge for 2 years, and cycling also was another initiative of climate change project we were delivering. So I used to support my colleagues with cycling. The activities we were doing were funded by Climate Challenge Fund, and that ran out, and we had to continue only with community fridge, and this pandemic happened in 2020. So during pandemic, we could continue community fridge. Our office was closed. So we were operating from indoors, and other projects we had to shut down. And cycling also was happening at the same time, but at a different venue.
Madhavi, I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about anything specific from your childhood that maybe influences the work that you do now or has an impact on the work you do now.
Yeah, like growing up, I used to hear a lot from my grandmother, like how to save whatever you're cooking, like how to cook and how to mend clothes, and like lot of life skills, I can say. Like sometimes when I think the project I'm doing, like it's saving resources. Like don't use too much.
Yeah.
So that's what grannies or aunts used to say, like don't waste food, don't even clothes also we used to repair. Like we used to have tailors. So even nature, like sitting under the trees, watching trees, like big trees, and walking in fields. So all this connection with nature and how to live life with like sustainability or less resources, not wasting too much. I think all this makes sense with the projects I do. Like I wanted to learn cycling, but I didn't have opportunity to learn back home. I fell down and broke my shoulder bone.
Okay.
Then that might be in my brain, like that desire to learn. So that's when I saw an advert here, I went for cycling, and that ended up in cycling projects and me wanting to teach others to learn to pedal. So I think it's not like a planned thing I have done. I did not choose this career. I feel like this work has chosen me, like destiny. That's what I feel.
Madhavi, and which programs are you mostly involved in these days in SCORE Scotland?
So I'm involved with cycling and community fridge project.
Can you tell us a little bit more first about the cycling project?
So cycling this year has been very busy because of pandemic and more people wanting to go on bikes everywhere. Like we had a lot of requests for donated bikes, and people were asking like what kind of bikes they can purchase. And again we do like free bike repair events, and many people come to repair their bikes, and they want to do their journeys. And this year we were funded by Cycling UK Access Bikes pilot project. So through this scheme we have given 20 bikes to low income based families. So these people also, some of them, they came on training and got trained like advanced skill how to go on road, using cycle lanes and planning the route, so how to plan a safer journey. And like Pedal and Thrive project, it was funded by Smarter Choices, Smarter Places and Smarter Choices. And through this 1 year grant, we reached almost 660 people, like repetitive people for cycle rides. And so through this project, we have done activities like cycle training for women and children, and bike repairs, lead rides, bike maintenance workshops. So all these activities, people who are regular and want to learn, they have learned a lot and built confidence. So some of them, they have shared their stories, like they go everywhere in the city, and if they can't, then they call me and ask for which is the safest way to reach, like they'll check the route with me. So it was a beautiful and well-run project.
Do you have any stories of change or impact at all?
Yeah, like we have a lot of volunteers coming, And we had a guy like last week, he came and he wanted to volunteer with us.
Okay.
And then I had to give him tasks like assign, give him lot of share with him like lot of information, posters, and I asked him to speak on air pollution with the group that comes to the community fridge. And he was very good. Like he has done like 3 conversations on air pollution, and he felt very good. So that's what he told me. Like he said, this is really good. This is what I wanted to do, and this is giving him confidence. Like speaking with the group, and he wanted to work in the community. Actually, he comes from North Africa. So back home, he had banking experience, and here he has done masters in sustainability. So he wanted to come and work with community. So we were working on air pollution. So I gave him like lot of information, shared presentation, posters, tips, and like how to speak to the people, like what kind of activities he can run with the community. And he prepared, and he came, and he was really happy. Like he said to me like, this is what I want to do, and he's coming now regularly. Like he's coming on a ride with me tomorrow morning, and again he's coming on Wednesday for the running out of time baton relay. So it's really good to see people becoming involved and benefiting from the project, and like if they can build skills to get a job, or like to develop their skills, it's good. Even though there is a language barrier, and people like whoever comes to us, they speak different languages, and we don't, even I don't speak their mother tongue. So we have volunteers speaking, so we look for other person who can communicate. And somehow we convey, like we made him convey his message. And there was a good like a discussion happening. Like everyone was asking questions, they were telling their experience. So this is how we want people to build their confidence.
Most participants of your cycling project are women. Why women, and how do you invite them and recruit them, and how do they benefit from this project?
So one thing is like we have done like 1 year consultancy, Sustrans cycling organization. They have done like Caro, she was on board, and she did like 1 year consultancy. So they were inquiring, they were doing lot of consultancy to gather like what people want to do and what they want for this area. So one of the outcome was to train women. So that is one thing. And another is like when we are from like ethnic minorities, most of the women, they did not get chance. Like they might not have got chance back home to learn how to cycle. Like there are like some women, they say like they wanted to learn, but maybe their dad or someone, they didn't, like only boys were encouraged to cycle because it's a sport. Like in some cultures, no, women, they don't cycle like back home. And for me, even like India, it's highly polluted. So in that country, cycling is like, it's looked like a they think like only poor people can will cycle. It's not looked as a sport or leisure. Like maybe because of I don't know, because of the population or landscape or whatever, like our roads, or they are not very convenient for cycling. But here when people come from different countries here, they like it is a safest safer infrastructure. So roads or whatever, in India it's highly populated. You can't even walk. You have to, like, you'll be touching other person when you're going in a crowd. But here it's like it's an open place, and there it is scenic. Like when you go on cycle paths, or when you want to see like visit places like shorter journeys, no, you'll be seeing like hidden treasures. Like going in a car also you might miss that spot, but going on a bike you see places. So women, why, if you ask me like why women are coming for cycling, means most of them they want to go with a family on bike rides, and some of them they want to learn with their children. Like at the moment I have a group which is very popular, and I have like at least 18 participants in it, and women, they bring their children, and it's like three children, four children, and they want to learn. It's not like publicity that brings women. It's like they hear from their friends like this training is going on, and some women, they feel like one of the ladies, she gave her story. So what she has written is like she is a student who came to Edinburgh, and because of pandemic she was feeling isolated and not connected because our families are back home, and someone suggested us like learn cycling, like this organization is teaching cycling, go and learn cycling. So she came, she was complete beginner, and she wanted a bike. Initially when she came, she asked me, can you suggest me bikes? So when I told her like I'll let you know, so she came like twice or thrice a week to learn cycling, and now she's going everywhere, and she got a bike from Access Project. So she's very happy, always smiling, always she says her isolation or like depression, whatever it is, it's gone. And when we are with other women in the group riding, going together, like we have a lot of common stories shared, and we feel like a lot of connection happening, and lot of like one lady, she was always crying, like she was in depression, and she didn't know why she was crying also. So then she found out like maybe food will heal her, like she changed her diet, and then she started coming to cycling, and she felt much relaxed when she was on the bike. So that cycling, pedaling, it gives freedom, and for me it's like meditation. Like when I'm on bike, I feel like I don't think anything. It's quiet time, and it's fresh breeze, like you're feeling air fresh, and it's like a meditation for me.
What is your the most favourite part of your job?
Favorite part is like delivering the activity. Like when I am doing stuff, I connect to the people. Like when I am doing cycle training, people come, they share their stories, and when we see people at community fridge,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of emotional sharing, and like we greet each other, and a lot of connection is being made.
Mm-hmm.
And we want like people to come, like whoever comes to us, to build their confidence, have a place to speak, tell their ideas, and like empower them, like whatever they want. Like I do volunteer training. Like I have a lot of volunteers coming to me, and they'll come and say, okay, they don't have like communication skills. I tell them like, you can look, like if you want to deliver, we give them tasks. Like if it is a cooking workshop, I give them tasks to speak to the group, like explain their recipe.
Yes.
Or like cycling also, what we do is we make, going on a ride, we make whoever is confident as a leader to lead, either to be a back leader or to lead a section. So that way, giving them chance to build their confidence, and again connecting, and being able to like communicate, like whatever people we get, like they might have less communication, so they want to build their skills, they have better ideas than us, but they are not able to communicate. So giving them space, And again, if I don't understand them, me taking help from some other person who can speak same language, and trying to understand and listen to them, having that common place where women or anyone, even men, can come and sit and have like opportunity to build, like develop, or to even get information like what they want to do, how to achieve. So that kind of connection we want to build, and we want to support a lot of people, like if people need them. Yeah.
And do you see that as they're the most important parts of your job? Or?
Yeah, they are definitely like we are so all these environmental projects, no?
Yeah.
Like it's a connection with people. It's not like a desk job. So communication and trying to understand, facilitating, and like making things easier for them. Like whatever, even if I don't have knowledge or information, me getting like trying to find out how I can help them. So I get calls out of my working hours also. So we have like people, they call me and they ask questions, and they want like they keep checking. Even sometimes we send messages even late evenings.
Yep.
So it's all like building that closeness, having like giving them not giving them assurance, but again that feeling of belonging, like someone is there for you to listen, or to tell you, like even to advise. So
Is there any connections between cycling program and sustainability in Edinburgh?
yeah, definitely. Like whatever projects we are doing, it's for sustainability. Like cycling, we are encouraging people to learn cycling, to make their shorter journeys by bike, like to reduce their travel miles in a car, like single person's occupancy. And we encourage people to cycle. Like some of them, they come for leisure, but slowly when they build confidence, they want to go for shopping, and like not to use fuel, like and nowadays it's very expensive. Even fuel prices have increased, cost of living crisis. So people are coming forward to learn how to pedal, like they want to do, like students especially, because they can't afford. Like one guy, he was say when he came for a bike repair event, he was telling me, like he goes everywhere on bike, and even sometimes I feel public transport also is expensive. So I feel cycling is the best way, and to reduce emissions, and also for sustainability.
Can you tell me a bit more about the Running Out of Time event?
Yeah, it's happening on Wednesday. So we are at SCOREscotland is at stage 39. This event is called Running Out of Time Baton Relay, and it's they are doing from Ben Nevis to Big Ben, 2,661 kilometers, I think.
Yeah.
And they come on Wednesday, and we are cycling from Waylards to Sutton Park.
Okay.
So each participant on the ride will have opportunity to hold the baton, and I think it's a good way for community to get involved and having their share to be on the baton relay.
Oh wow.
Madhavi, would you please tell us about the Community Fridge program at SCOREscotland?
Yeah, so Community Fridge we started in 2019 December, before pandemic. So it was a great boon for the community. Like during pandemic, many people they couldn't go out of their homes, and we had during summer that year, 2020. So we had a lot of volunteers, almost like 15 volunteers, some of them drivers taking food bags to the residences, and we were working indoors. So all our office, other projects were shut down, and building was closed. Only Community Fridge was running, So even I had to take like a few food bags in e-cargo bike to the local people like who were suffering with COVID, or like we used to have their referrals and all data, like how many people in the family, if they had food allergies, or like what kind of food they eat, if they eat halal, or like so we used to have all this information stored in Excel sheet, and we used to deliver food bags to their houses. So after the pandemic, we started operating community fridge from indoors, but people could come and visit the fridge. So community fridge is for everyone. It's not a food bank. It is for everyone. Anyone can come. And the main aim is to reduce food waste, like the food that supermarkets can't sell or has like a longer extension period, that food comes to us. So our volunteers, they go, like they collect food from different local stores and they bring it, they sort out food, and food is distributed to the local community. Like people, anyone can come. And during pandemic, we had like we followed all safety measures, risk assessments, and we asked only one person to come from the household. So we had even 2-meter distance in place. And nowadays, at the moment, it's very popular. Like we get lot of refugees and people living closer to the SCOREscotland. Most of the people who live in local area, they benefit. But we do get people from living far away also. Like we don't say no, anyone can come and have the food.
And I wonder too, a lot of the stuff that I've seen from the community fridge is to do with, there's a lot of vegetables that come through there.
We get a lot of vegetables, lot of variety.
Okay.
And people, like we encourage whoever comes to the fridge to choose. And even if they can't cook, if they don't know about the vegetable, like we get Chinese vegetables,
Okay.
Indian, like Asian stuff. So we give them recipes. We like through, when we are speaking to them, we explain like, oh, I cooked this, it turned out very yummy, and they want to try it. Like some of them, I have like WhatsApp groups for the community fridge.
Okay.
And they share recipes. Like they say, like they post their recipes. They say, I took this food from community fridge, these vegetables, and I made this dish. It came out good, and everyone is like wanting to know how to cook themselves. So it's good. Like even for me, I don't know most of the vegetables. Now I know. Like when I came to this country, I did not know. Like all vegetables, broccoli, we never saw.
Okay.
Courgettes, no.
Yeah.
Like Asian vegetables are different. Like, but now I cook. Like I eat everything. I like all vegetables.
Yeah.
I can make like a recipe through from any vegetable, and it comes out good.
Yeah. Do you have
Yeah.
a favourite sort of meal to cook or a dish to cook with stuff? Or?
I like lot of vegetables.
Okay.
So I add them to like vegetable rice
Okay.
or pasta, like pasta, and even like sandwich, like roast vegetables and put them on bread, and it becomes a sandwich. Like even greens. So main purpose is to reduce food waste, and again to encourage people to eat local seasonal food. So we don't know what food comes to the community fridge, and we want to encourage people to eat local seasonal food. Like they should, we have like information leaflets and surveys explaining them like what is local seasonal food and what kind of recipes they can make. Some people, they simply refuse to take some of the food, like they say we don't eat it, and we encourage them, we tell them like what they can cook through that vegetable. And we had like 20 cooking workshops delivered, by the program called Let's Cook Together. So we showed them how to cook in a simple way and delicious and yummy food. So when they start cooking, when they cook together and when they sit and eat, they feel like more connected, and they share their recipes. So it's a very good connection, community fridge, and seeing like what food is available in the fridge, and planning a recipe and sitting and discussing and cooking. So it's like lot of education and engagement is happening, socializing, and some women, they just come even though fridge starts in the evening, they come in the morning, they want to sit and chat, and they want to see now it has become like a family. So people who come to the fridge, they are like a family, and they come, they say hello, and even though we sometimes we want them to come inside, they say no, we are better outside. So they want to sit in nature and enjoy, socialize, speak to other people, and they want to see vegetables. So it's all like a lot of positive environment, for mental health or whatever. It's a lot without any planning or without thinking too much. Everything nature is providing. That's what I feel. All this connection and people. Each time we hear different stories. When we start speaking, saying hello, so they share their stories, like what happened and how they feel that day. So they share, and we have a lot of love and passion going on. It's a great, I like all these projects. It's love and affection that is being shared across through people and through these projects.